If you want to continue to follow our adventure, click subscribe. So you don't miss anything, click the bell notification. We are north of the North Rim Grand Canyon. Now I can't tell exactly where everything is, but roughly North Rim is going to be just around that hilltop over there somewhere, about 4 miles as a crow flies. But if I were to drive it, I would have to circle back behind around and all this, and it's about 40 miles just to get around the canyon into the North Rim. There's two primary visitor centers. You got the South Rim, and South Rim is going to be way over there, I don't know, 9 or 10 miles. It's hikeable. They say that you can hike. I guess it's roughly right there. They say you can hike it from the North Rim. And then the North Rim is the second most popular area, and the North Rim is quite a bit higher up. Don't quote me, I'll put the numbers down below here, but I think the South Rim is like 5,000 or 6,000 feet in elevation. North Rim is 7,000 feet, and then we're higher up even yet. We're about 8,000 feet up. This is going to be our corner of the world for about 2 weeks. There are 3 other campers here other than ourselves. So this is the nice thing about the nomadic lifestyle in a small vehicle. We had to drive 14 miles on an old gravel road to get here. I don't know if anybody would want to have brought a fifth wheel or a travel trailer down here. That being said, once you get down here, there's no place to park it. You know, after driving all day, if we'd have gotten down here and the 3 primary camp spots would have been full, we could at least pulled off on the side of the road and still spent the night until somebody left. But with a fifth wheel or travel trailer, if it would have been full, there's only one circle campground. Everything else is a pull-in site. So there just wouldn't have been enough room. So there's an advantage to having a van. Like I said, we drove all day to get here. We left at 8 o'clock this morning, like we always do. We gained an hour because we crossed over into the Western time zone. So we actually left, I said we left at 8, but actually if you take that into consideration, we left at 7 in the morning, drove to Walmart, picked up a few supplies, spent about 45 minutes there, and we finally got here at 4 o'clock in the evening. So today I was asked, was this trip worth it? And then there was another question also. What do we do when our expenses have to go up as a result of travel, being in a more expensive area? So is it worth it to be in Arizona? By far, this is the most beautiful thing that we've ever seen in our nomadic lifestyle. That being said, I was in the Navy, I was in Washington State, and Washington State was absolutely breathtaking to me. I lived there 4 years, never got bored with it. I don't think I would get bored with this either, but as a nomad, living the nomadic lifestyle, this is key. I just got chewed out today. Said, if you don't like the West Coast, then go back. I've been living here 40 years. There's nothing wrong with the West, Arizona. And you're right. If you live here, there's probably nothing wrong with it. But as a nomad, in my opinion, and I know a lot of nomads snowbird down here, the cost is just not worth it. The travel distances, the wear and tear on the pickup truck. Like I said, we've been on the road all day, and it was all mountainous terrain. The transmission temperature got up to 180 degrees. Now, I don't like it to get more than 170 degrees. So, we had to pull off. We had to wait around for an hour for it to cool down to about 150 degrees. So that wasted an hour of just doing nothing. The gas prices from here in Arizona compared to Amarillo, Texas, is about 75 cents more expensive. Normally, I can fill up the gas tank. I always fill it up around a half tank and fill up my 2 gas cans for about 40 bucks. And today, it cost me $70. So, this is a significant increase in expenses. In order to do the nomadic lifestyle, you have to live within a budget. And for me, living in Arizona as a nomad is not going to fit into our budget. What we're trying to look at this is our nomadic vacation. There's a lot of pretty things on the east that we've seen. We went to South Dakota, things are cheap there. Being in South Dakota was our cheapest month we'd ever ever had as a nomad. Normally we live around $800 to $1,000 a month. That month we lived $500. That's how inexpensive it was. So I would expect, being in Arizona, we're gonna be $1,500 to $1,800. How can you adjust your budget as prices increase? Well, you do what we did. I knew I wasn't going to be able to afford it, so we saved for 2 years to come to Arizona. We're taking the savings that we had in South Dakota, where we saved $300. So we're taking all this money that we saved over the last 2 years and applying it to our vacation. Now, the other thing that we have to consider is, in the East Coast, we were able to use AT&T internet. AT&T was $20 a month. We still have AT&T. We're not going to get rid of it because it's so cheap. But in order to come to Arizona, we had to have Verizon. Well, Verizon cost me $65 a month to have internet. Plus, then we also have Straight Talk. So now we have 3 providers just so we can come out to Arizona. So all that has to be calculated into your cost as well. I heard the other day that people are going to spend 2 weeks of their pay to vacation this year. Well, I expect that we're going to be a lot higher than that for our vacation this year. I suspect that we're going to be 4 to 6 weeks weekly pay to come out here. Looking on the computer screen, watching the YouTuber show you all these beautiful places, and oh man, you got to come out to live. Well, you're just not going to be able to do it very long if this is what you do. You come out to these exotic places all the time, you're going to go broke. All these fantasies that I've had come out here, I've dreamt of coming to this location right here for about 10 years. And I finally got to do it. But in the end, I'm going to have to leave, and I'm going to have to go back to the East to continue my nomadic lifestyle. And maybe in a couple more years, I can come back out here when I've saved up enough money to do this again. Thanks for watching. Click like if you like the video, and happy travels.